Good evening. Have you ever got into a pedicab? Or perhaps the bigger question is, have you ever felt you've been ripped off by one? Well, if you have, here's some good news. Under new rules from Transport for London, rip-off fares and blasting music is to be banned, and vehicles will be regulated in London for the first time. So that means drivers and operators will need a licence and hold at least a driving theory test certificate. Our political correspondent Simon Harris is in the West End for us tonight. And Simon, these changes have been a long time coming, haven't they?
Yes, Yasmin, you might think it hard to imagine why anyone would want to go for a ride in a rickshaw on a cold, wet night like tonight. But as darkness falls in the West End, even in winter, London's pedicab drivers begin touting for trade. They've been a fixture here for more than a quarter of a century. But in all that time, the authorities have had no powers to enforce safety regulations or control the prices they charge. Now, that's about to change. They're a riot of neon and noise, but now London's pedicabs are to be silenced. A raft of new curbs on battery and pedal-powered rickshaws will see loudspeakers banned.
We heard loud and clear, if you pardon the pun, from the public that music is not desired, so that will blaring out loud music off pedicabs will be banned as part of these regulations.
Are you being killjoys?
Not at all. London has always been, the very centre of London has always been a place for communities to live side by side with some of our international world tourism destinations, and making sure that we don't have that external noise means that we can still have people enjoying their homes in the communities in the centre of London alongside a thriving tourist economy too.
The first rickshaws arrived in London more than 25 years ago. Cabbies hated them, the authorities had no control over them, and stories began to emerge of rip-off fares.
In terms of nuisance, we've got blocked pavements and we've got loud noise being blared on people's streets. And then finally, rip-off fares. We've all heard the reports of £400 being charged for a 10-minute journey.
From October, fares will be set by TfL. Passengers will be charged a basic fee of £5, with an additional £1 added for each minute of the journey. Every additional passenger will be charged £3 each, so a 10-minute ride for 3 people should cost a total of £21.
A 10-minute journey for 6 people in a cab that costs £75,000 is £13. So how can it cost almost twice as much to get in a rickshaw as it's going to get in the safest form of transport on the streets? Doesn't make sense to me.
To get a licence, drivers will have to pass an English proficiency test and undergo criminal record checks. But TfL is also struggling with a backlog of licence applications from minicab drivers.
Probably the biggest bit of casework I get is from private hire vehicles who just can't get their licence renewed and they're losing their livelihood because of it. Now TfL is being given more licensing powers and they're not telling us how they're going to cope with it.
Tonight, a body representing pedicab drivers called for the new regulations to be postponed until next year to ensure they can make the most of the lucrative Christmas market, even if their licences haven't been issued. Simon Harris, ITV News, the West End.
Next tonight, the hunt for this man, Daniel Boachi. He escaped from Lewisham Hospital on Sunday. That was his second escape in 1 week. The 21-year-old was jailed in Feltham in July 2023 for conspiracy to commit robbery. Caf O'Pata is at New Scotland Yard for us this evening. And Caf, can you bring us up to date?
Well, Yasmin, it's just gone past 6 o'clock and still no news of Daniel Boachi's arrest. Now, we've spent the day looking at how this could have happened twice and what he's been up to whilst on the run. Let's have a look.
Daniel Boachi should be in prison serving a 6-year sentence for conspiracy to commit robbery. Instead, here he is in a music studio rapping about his second escape in 6 days.
Well, I would say he's doing a very good job of mocking the police. Let's not forget, he is a violent criminal, a robber, and there are victims that he is responsible for who must be absolutely petrified.
Boachi first absconded last Tuesday while he was being treated at West Middlesex Hospital. 24 hours later, he was found and arrested at an address in Thamesmead. Fast forward to last Sunday, and Boachi had escaped yet again from yet another hospital. It's not clear when, but between then and now, he posted this video on a London bus, taunting the police and relishing in his newfound freedom.
Daniel Boachi was receiving treatment here at Lewisham Hospital, but then around 3 p.m. on Sunday, he ran away. The police say they did try chasing after him, but they were unable to catch him before he left the building.
A manhunt is currently underway to track down this escaped convict, and as always, the police are urging anyone who might have seen him, anyone with information, to come forward.
I heard about that this morning on the news. Yeah, I obviously haven't seen him, but thank God.
You haven't seen this chap anywhere, have you?
No. They will be looking at every bit of evidence in the background to see if they can recognise a location, if there's anything that dictates his actual time of being at this particular place.
How long do you reckon he can stay on the run for?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time.
The clock's now ticking for Daniel Boache and indeed the police. If these past cases have taught us anything, it's that justice eventually catches up to you.
Yasmin, if and when said justice catches up to him, it's not just prison Boache faces. The Home Office have also said there is a chance he could face deportation.
OK, Kath, thank you. Surrey Police is appealing for information over claims of human trafficking and sexual assault dating back more than 30 years, which appeared in the Epstein files. The force confirmed it had recently become aware of a redacted report alleging non-recent human trafficking and sexual assaults on a minor at a property in Virginia Water between 1994 and 1996. A serial thief nicknamed the Hamster by staff has been spared jail, having been caught on CCTV stealing from a Greggs bakery. Adam Gosling targeted the store in Greenford 38 times across a 2-month period, sometimes taking goods worth up to £100 in a single hit. The 39-year-old pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 4 months suspended for a year. Next tonight, the latest on a bus crash in Southwark today that saw 6 people taken to hospital. 2 double-deckers collided during the morning rush hour, sending one of the buses into a local theatre and causing major travel disruption. Carolyn Sim has more.
It was at the peak of rush hour when the 333 bus mounted the pavement and crashed into the Southwark Playhouse. The damage at the back of the bus clearly so severe, the panels have been removed. The collision happened when another bus, the 35, crashed into the back of the 333. The driver's window on this one is completely smashed. It is little surprise that 6 people had to be taken to hospital, but their injuries aren't life-threatening. Inside the Southwark Playhouse, it's business as usual tonight, but the CEO is relieved no staff were in the building at the time.
Seeing the sort of this kind of state of the situation when I arrived, yeah, I mean, all sorts of things could have happened. I've never seen anything like it before. Yeah, quite a shocking incident.
Newington Causeway was initially closed before trucks arrived to tow both buses away.
You can see the damage that the bus made on impact. There's a huge dent in the window ledge of the theatre. TfL told us today that safety is their main priority. They're working closely with the police and the bus operator Go Ahead to establish exactly what happened. And they acknowledged to us today that this must have been an extremely distressing incident for everyone involved.
There remained a trail of broken glass and rubbish, and relief that no one was seriously hurt. Carolyn Sim, ITV News, Southwark.
Still to come on the programme, royalty meets Hollywood royalty at the East London College, where it all began for Sir Idris Elba. But before that, a London mum's safety campaign warning women about a little-known risk of catastrophic hemorrhaging during childbirth. Amisha Adir claims 5 hospitals missed a complication with her placenta before one obstetrician intervened, and says her daughter Ishani is lucky to be alive. She spoke to Helen Keenan.
Those gurgles of joy are a sound she believes she was close to never hearing after being diagnosed with a deadly pregnancy complication.
We looked at each other and we thought, you know, we're going to go and deliver this baby eventually in some hospital, but I don't know if we're going to come back in the same way that we left. Essentially, I don't know if I was going to die and if my daughter was going to die and if my son and my husband were going to be left without a wife and a mother.
It's called placenta accretia spectrum, where the placenta essentially gets stuck and can lead to severe hemorrhaging and death. 5 London hospitals failed to spot it.
And at the highest point of risk in our pregnancy, we were left with no delivery hospital. We went home that day And I think it's safe to say we both just sat here and both of us just broke down in tears.
It's the fact that they said that, you know, it's 99% likely it's not there, and it was a risk stratification of being low probability. And it was this culture of exclusion that we found. And deep down, we just felt like we weren't being heard, and we felt that we were being dismissed. And then we realised that we were like, they can't all be wrong. There's something definitely more going on here than meets the eye.
They credit this doctor with their survival. Spotting she had a severe form of the condition, they did get the appropriate care.
I would say this is not a rare condition. I would say I'm probably operating on about 1 every 2 to 3 weeks now, whereas before I had 4 in a year. And that's over the last 10 years. So I think, and the more people look for this, the more they will find, and therefore it's going to be less rare. But unless we collect the data, we're not going to know.
In a statement, NHS London said there are 5 specialist centres across the region, ensuring robust multidisciplinary planning and continual improvement in maternity safety in line with national guidance. We work closely with these centres and have a key focus on early risk recognition and timely referral for expert imaging so that women across London receive safe, consistent, high-quality care. The parents have launched campaign Action for Accretia, demanding reform of training, data and every maternity unit to be prepared, as every parent wants their baby to leave hospital happy and healthy. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
Now, my guest tonight used his early life in West London as inspiration to forge a very successful career in photography. Lorenzo Agius has been photographing the stars for more than 30 years. These are just a few of the photographs behind me. Now, some of his most famous works are going on display for free at Corinthia, London, raising funds for the British Heart Foundation. And I'm delighted to say that Lorenzo is here to talk to me now. Lorenzo, it's been such a treat to look back at all your photographs from the last 30 years. It must have been so hard to choose from amongst them.
Well, yeah, we've just been having a retrospective of 30 years of work, and it's been great because you get to review what you've done, you know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and it's been a joy to actually put this selection together to show.
This is, I mean, it's lovely this because it's going to be free, which is great. I mean, it's just anybody can just wander in. And it's quite an immersive experience, isn't it? What I understand, they're really huge portraits that are kind of hanging around and you can go and have a cup of tea and sit them on the stars.
The best kind of exhibition to go to, you know, to be able to have afternoon tea and look at some wonderful art is I think, the perfect scenario.
Yeah, because art is for everyone, isn't it? And not
I
just
think so, yeah, and it's just, it's good that it's free and it's a slightly different venue, and the hotel has been, the Corinthia has been incredibly supportive of me and doing this, so they've been great. It's been wonderful.
Well, let's have a bit of a treat and look at a few of your photographs, and perhaps you can talk us through the details of them and how you did them. The first one, iconic, Patsy Kensit, Liam Gallagher. They're a little bit scantily clad, we should say straight away. But this was the Vanity Fair cover, I think, in the 90s, I think.
Yeah,
and it was the London Swings again.
Yeah, I mean, it was Vanity Fair wanted to do something. I think everything was really happening in the UK at the time. You know, fashion, Alexandra McQueen and Oasis and Blur and Damien Hirst. So kind of London was seen as the new swinging city again to be a part of. So they wanted to do an issue. And they asked me to come up with a concept idea for the cover and using the Union Jack. And that was the idea that we came up with.
Yeah, and it's still
them in
so
bed
fresh.
together.
Yeah, no, it's still so fresh today, isn't it? I mean, really, you've kind of become synonymous, haven't you, with Cool Britannia. 30 years you've been doing this. One of your very first campaigns was for the film Trainspotting, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the thing that really kind of broke me into the world of photography, really.
Yeah. Would you say that had a lasting impression on you? Because obviously that was for a film and your work has been really cinematic ever since.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of work in the film industry and a lot of magazine work. And again, with this, it was, you know, it was an relatively unknown director and unknown cast. So they kind of let me run riot with ideas.
And this one, Jude Law and Ewan McGregor again.
In bed together.
Yeah, again in bed together. 20 years ago, but it just looks like it could have been photographed yesterday.
Yeah, that was a wonderful shoot. And again, it was the magazine that I shot it for, the Telegraph magazine. They weren't really telling me what to do at that time. I think they trusted my me coming up with a great concept idea and then convincing two very well-established actors to get into bed together. So, and a little bit of shock and tongue-in-cheek and humour, British humour, was the essential key to the whole thing, really.
There's a lot of humour in your pictures, and I just want to show this one of Helena Bonham Carter because I think it's so beautiful. And is it true that she said, "I want to dress up as Frida Kahlo"? Yeah. She,
I'm trying to remember the magazine that we did this for. I think it was Tatler, and her heroine is, Frida Kahlo. So she asked me if I've known Helena for many years, and we worked many times together. So what an opportunity to do this subject matter with such a great British actress.
How do you gain the trust of people? Because it's quite a big thing, isn't it, having a photograph taken and to get them relaxed?
I think that's the key, really. You've got to get them into a point where they trust you, and that seems to be my forte. I've managed to do that somehow, some way. It's really coming up with great ideas as well, and collaboration is the key, to get them involved in the decision making.
Well, listen, it's been absolutely lovely to meet you and to see all of your photographs again. Lorenzo, thank you very much. Actually, Lorenzo, you might want to stay around for this next item because it features a couple of people that you've photographed. The King and the Queen were in East London today, celebrating the 65th anniversary of Barking and Dagenham College. And they were joined by Hollywood royalty as Sir Idris Elba went back to the campus where he first discovered his love for acting. Rags Martel was also there.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, I've got to welcome you.
The King greeted by acting royalty. Sir Idris Elba taking Charles and the Queen on a tour of his former school. And the newly knighted actor,
When was it, 30 years ago? Yeah, about 35 years ago.
Called an inspiration in a career that started thanks to a Prince's Trust grant.
Play that you helped me get into. I've known the King, His Majesty, for a long time, and he's always heard stories of my journey, but now he gets to see where some of it started. And I think it's nice to share that. I think it deepens his knowledge of me, understanding of where I've come from, and the types of students that come to these places, and I'm one of them, and it feels really good to share it.
Sir Idris came to Barking and Dagenham College in the early 90s. Now the teaching film studio bears his name.
You spoke to him today?
Yeah, I did.
What did you chat about?
We spoke about acting and basically the perseverance it takes to obviously be in the industry, and you can't really give up, and you got to keep trying beyond all doubt that you may get and just keep striving for your dream.
The plumbing apprentices also had a royal visit.
Who are you most impressed with, the King and Queen or Idris?
Both. Obviously, bragging rights, I can say I met him.
Yeah, definitely bragging rights.
Tell my mum I met her, the King.
How much of an inspiration is Idris to you guys, having been to this school?
And now he has ended up in his acting career and been really successful. It's good for us as students.
What was it like meeting the King and Queen today?
Nerve-wracking.
Why?
Because they're such prominent figures of the country, and they're coming down to see little old me.
They have a really good understanding of the challenges that young people face, but also the opportunities. But really crucially, for them and for the college, it really is a very practical mission about changing the prospects for young people. And that is the feeling that I've been left with today.
Whether they, have an opinion on the royal family or not, they love being here. They love their visit here. It means a lot to them.
The lesson here was simple. Talent can start anywhere. Rags Martel, ITV News, Dagenham.
Now, the weather's been a bit miserable, hasn't it, lately? But there is some good news apparently on the horizon. Warmer temperatures coming this weekend, I hear. James has the details.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Good evening. It's been a rather grey day, quite breezy, quite chilly, but there is going to be a larger change in the weather over the next few days. Whilst it'll be a little bit unsettled, of course that means a bit of rain in the forecast, things are set to get a lot less chilly. Low pressure nearby, it's starting to throw some rain up into our neck of the woods. The northern side of that's also pulling in some cold air. So one or two places might see a slightly sleety mix. Then we get a little ridge of high pressure through the back end of tomorrow into Friday before the first of these fronts move through. The difference is these fronts got a lot of mild air tucked in behind. So next few hours, as I say, are going to see this rain pushing up. Could be quite heavy in places. There is a yellow warning in force for parts of Surrey into southern parts of the capital. As far as temperatures go, well, by the end of the night, we're looking at lows of around 2 or 3 Celsius. So certainly chilly, but shouldn't see too many issues with ice or frost. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, a bit of a murky start to the day as that first front starts to peter out. Might even see a little bit of brightness as we head into the afternoon, but do expect quite a lot of cloud around. And as a result, we've still got the embedded cold, so we're looking at highs of around 5 or 6 Celsius. Thursday into Friday, the rest of that ridge of high pressure moves through, and then we eventually see the rain pushing across us as we head towards the end of the afternoon. On Friday, but in behind it, that's where we start seeing the milder air, 11 Celsius, so a few degrees up on average, and then we get another bump into the weekend. 14 Celsius, in spite of any rain and the breeze, could even go a little bit higher.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Now, would you like to hear more of this on the West End? A musical about the life of Chaka Khan is coming to the capital, telling the story of the multi-Grammy award-winning singer's 5 decades in the industry and her very public battle with addiction. Playing the Queen of Funk will be Islington's own Alexandra Burke. She told ITV News she can't wait to entertain her home crowd, and she wants the audience to join in with the fun.
A role like this is huge. It's such a wonderful opportunity to be able to play the iconic Chaka Khan. She has encouraged me to text her, but I thought I don't want to bother her because she's quite busy actually. I really should message her. I was so taken back by her beautiful words of encouragement and really wanting me because she's picked me. I still have to pinch myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's little old me from Islington that's getting to do this amazing role that I'm originating, and I'm proud of this moment. I just want to do it right. It's all in me. I come from the world of doing gigs. I don't mind if you sing along. Okay, because how can you not? You're higher, pun intended, and you feel that you want to just, I mean, look, it is what it is. Just have fun as long as you're happy.
Best music ever. And more on that interview with Alexandra Burke on the ITV Evening News with Geraint, which is up next after us. From all of us on the London team, though, goodbye.